In 1987, a nefarious entity named Hamas emerged from the dark alleys of the Muslim Brotherhood, embarking on a relentless journey of terror and destruction. Its vile actions have rightly earned it global condemnation, spotlighting it as a notorious terrorist organization. Through its militant arm, the Ezzedine al-Qassam Brigades, Hamas has painted the streets red with the blood of innocent civilians, chiefly in Israel. This essay pulls back the veil on the terrible deeds of Hamas, emphasizing its terrorist essence, and highlights the colossal threat it poses to the fragile peace in the Middle East. Unwavering commitment to terrorism, the very charter of Hamas is soaked with the venom of hatred, stating its grim objective to wipe Israel off the map. It has shown no hesitation in deploying suicide bombers, launching rocket attacks, and employing other forms of brutality against civilians, including defenseless women and children, thereby showcasing its staunch commitment to terrorism. Hostage situation in Gaza. The iron grip of Hamas has turned Gaza into a breeding ground of terror, holding its citizens hostage to a ruthless agenda. The people live in the shadows of fear and oppression, with young minds being poisoned by hatred and violence from their early years. International recognition as a terrorist organization. The blood-stained hands of Hamas have been recognized by the international community, with nations like the United States, the European Union, and Canada branding it as a terrorist organization. This designation stems from its relentless violent onslaughts and its genocidal ambition to annihilate Israel. Disregard for humanitarian laws. The cruel actions of Hamas stand in flagrant violation of international humanitarian laws. Its malicious tactic of using human shields, especially during times of conflict, reveals a profound contempt for human life and the sacred principles of war. Obstruction of peace efforts. The unending reign of terror by Hamas not only shatters peace efforts, but also stands in stark contradiction to the peace-seeking endeavors of other Middle Eastern entities. Its ferocious agenda cripples any hope for a peaceful resolution to the Israeli-Palestinian discord. Economic devastation in Gaza. The rule of Hamas has plunged Gaza into an abyss of economic despair. The international ostracization stemming from its terror activities has impoverished the region, leaving the citizens to bear the cruel consequences of their rulers' barbaric actions. Carnage in 1923. The year 2023 witnessed a monstrous military operation by Hamas against Israeli territory on October 7th. This relentless assault saw Hamas gunmen taking at least 200 hostages and snuffing out the lives of about 400 individuals, targeting communities and military bases from the Gaza Strip. The operation involved a hellfire of rockets shot into Israel, followed by attacks by land, air, and sea. The heavily armed marauders tore through the barriers between Israel and Gaza, storming into southern Israel to unleash havoc. The aftermath was nothing short of catastrophic, with the seizing of a Magen David Adom ambulance by Palestinian militants and multiple rocket attacks on the Barzilai Medical Center in Ashkelon. This led to a significant displacement of Israeli civilians, with around 200,000 individuals from both southern and northern Israel being internally displaced as of October 22, 2023. The International Criminal Court and independent United Nations experts voiced their condemnation against the deliberate and widespread killing and hostage-taking of innocent civilians by Hamas, labeling them as heinous violations of international law and international crimes. Additionally, international humanitarian law scholar Jens David Olin pointed out that the evidence suggests Hamas's savage killings and kidnappings potentially fall foul of Articles 6-8 of the Rome Statute and the Genocide Convention, categorizing them as crimes against humanity. Conclusion: the overwhelming evidence brands Hamas as an evil terrorist entity. This grim reaper snuffs out the lives of innocent civilians and shatters the prospect of peace in the Middle East. Its ghastly actions are a manifestation of deep-rooted hatred and an unyielding propensity for violence, the unmistakable hallmarks of a terrorist organization. Condemning Hamas is both a moral and logical stance, summoning the global community to band together to neutralize this demonic menace and strive for enduring peace in the beleaguered region.